Let me tell you about a lead named Lisa. Lisa filled out a form on a real estate agent's website at 9:47 on a Tuesday night. She was thinking about selling her house. She was motivated. She typed her name, her number, her email, and she hit submit. And then nothing happened. No text, no call, no email, nothing for 4 days. By the time that agent finally reached out, Lisa had already talked to someone else. Here's the hard truth nobody wants to say out loud. A lead without follow-up is only a name on a list. That's it. That's the whole video. But stick with me because I want to show you exactly what happens and, more importantly, what to do about it. I'm Randy, and along with my wife Yvonne, we've spent over 13 years in real estate before we ever started Svolta Marketing Solutions. And I'll be honest with you, we lived this. We had leads, plenty of them. Open house sign-ins, website forums, referrals from past clients. On paper, our pipeline looked full. But full followed up with are two very different things. We had sticky notes. We had a spreadsheet that was 2 months out of date. We had good intentions and a mental list of people I need to call back. And that list just kept growing until it felt impossible to even look at. And somewhere in there, we realized something had to change, how we thought about our entire business. The problem, never was that we didn't have enough leads. The problem was that we didn't have a good system to follow up with the ones that we already had. That was our turning point, which, by the way, is literally what the word Svolta means in Italian, a turning point. Here's why this happens to almost every agent and solo entrepreneur out there. When a lead comes in, it feels like a win. You got the name, you got the number. Mentally, you check the box. Got it. I'll follow up later. But later depends on memory, and memory is the least reliable system in your entire business. Later becomes tomorrow, tomorrow becomes this weekend, and this weekend becomes maybe 4 days later, when that lead has already found someone who called them back first. It's not because you don't care, it's not because you're lazy or you are bad at your job. It's because there's no connected system holding it all together. Think about it like a leaky bucket. You can pour more and more water in on top and more ads, more open houses, more referrals, but if there's a hole in the bottom of that, effort just drains right back out. A lead without follow-up is a missed opportunity. It's a hole in that bucket. And here's the part that stings a little. That lead didn't disappear because they weren't interested. They disappeared because nobody reminded them you existed. So what actually fixes this? It's not trying harder. It's not being more disciplined. Honestly, willpower was never the problem. What fixes it is building a follow-up into the system so it happens whether you remember or not. Picture this instead. Lisa fills out that form on Tuesday night. Within minutes, she gets a warm, human-sounding text letting her know someone will be in touch. That next morning, she's already tagged, organized, and sitting in a workflow built specifically for sellers. 2 days later, she gets a helpful check-in. A week later, another not pushy, not robotic, just present follow-up. That's the difference between a name on a list and a real relationship in motion. And this is something we believe deeply in. Automation should never replace your relationships. It should help you manage them better. A good system, doesn't make your follow-up feel cold. It makes sure nobody falls through the cracks. While you're out, you're living your life, showing homes, meetings with clients, or just being off the clock for once. Because here's the thing, you already did the hard part. You got the lead. Don't let the easy part, the follow-up, the reason it goes nowhere. So if there's one thing I want you to walk away from today, it's this. Every name on your list represents a real person who raised their hand and said, I might need help. That's not nothing. That's the beginning of a relationship. But a lead only becomes a client when somebody follows up consistently, not perfectly, consistently. You don't need 10 tools and 11 tabs open to make that happen. You need one connected system that works even when you're not thinking about it. So that's not more hustle, that's a better system. If this hits home for you, if you've got leads sitting on your phone right now that you haven't followed up with, you're not alone and you're not behind. You just need a system built around you instead of one more thing to manage. That's exactly what we help real estate agents build at Svolta Marketing Solutions. If you want to see what that could look like for your business, there's a link below to book a free call. We'd love to talk it through with you. Until then, go follow up with somebody. Turn a name on a list into a real conversation. We'll see you in the next one.